America. The greatest platform in the world to practice your God-given rights. And a 242-year-long Cinderella story of men and women who believed that its rights should not be tampered with in such a way from such a distance, like the king in England was doing. So they took a stand. These men and women together, didn't matter what your skin color was, fought to find the freedom that they came to the Americas for in the first place. And a combined total of 170,000 United States soldiers, men, women, black and white, gave their lives so that a country might live in wars such as the American Revolution and the Great War of 1812. But the story doesn't end there, and it never ends. As in 1859, a new movement began. The third chapter and the third fight for the true American way of life will focus on a young man from the plains of Illinois who saw the true sadness of American slavery when witnessing a family get split apart by the cruelty of slavery in America in the 1800s. Later, this president would be elected with a goal to free the slaves, a man named Abraham Lincoln. After he was elected, the United States truly would divide for the first time. Later, to begin the Great American Civil War at a place called Fort Sumter. In the course of a 4.5-year-long bloody war, an estimated 170,000 Americans, white and black, gave their lives through all of this in the hopes of freeing the slaves and that a country might be whole again after they were long and gone. Now we see our totals in just 3 wars rise to 340,000 Americans, American heroes. These numbers would increase as we move in history to the time that we're ready to stand up to an evil empire, killing millions of innocent lives in the 2 world wars. Then just decades later, it would increase on our own soil in New York in the Pentagon, when millions of families were put in discomfort when a group of terrorists invaded on our lifestyle, starting up an unending war on terror, which is where we are today. Not even to mention the men and the women at home on our home turf every day that wake up, put a badge on their chest that represents the blue or the red line, not knowing if they will ever see their families again when they leave that door and into their squad car, or just on their way to work to be a firefighter. And some of them don't. This is the heart of America. The unending hundreds of years of glorious sacrifices from Americans who did so in hopes that tomorrow would be a better day for you and I. So answer me this, America. I may be 16 and stupid, but tell me, after all this, why are we taking knees for the flag when all it does is represents the men and the women who died for your freedom? Why are we burning this same flag that we are taking a knee for just because we don't like who's in office? Are you not looking these millions of people, these millions of American heroes in the eyes every time you take such horrible actions, and telling them straight dead in the eyes, their ghost, that you may have sacrificed for me, but it wasn't enough for me because I'm greedy and selfish? as most Americans are today. It's disgusting and I hate it. Find a different way to protest. Find a different day to protest. Not the 4th of July, not Veterans Day, not the flag. Because remember, you should never protest something that gives you the right to protest in the first place. It sounds idiotic because it is. America, it's time to take a stand. I'm mainly talking to people in my age group because in the next election, most people my age will be eligible to vote. We need to vote with our minds and not our skin color. We need to make sure that the people getting in office next are not the people that are okay with kneeling for a flag and burning the American flag. People that are okay with these actions should never be in that Oval Office and should never be making laws for us, as our founding fathers stated. And you're not going to find the leaders in the left-wing Democratic Party. That is where those are the people that support these horrible actions. People of my age, it is our time to take a stand. We are the future. But if we don't act now, if we don't vote, then don't even bother talking to me about politics in the next 5 years. Because if we let this country crumble in the wrong hands, which we can if we don't take a stand now, this country will die. And every single person that died for this country's freedom will have died in vain. Make our mark and take a stand. Trump's got my vote in 2020. What are you gonna do to take a stand? This is the heart of America.